We are recording. Hey, everybody. Welcome to our first in a many seasons worth of a new show we're promoting called True Quantum TV. And tonight we have a couple very special guests from Energy Wellness. Ty and Nora are here with us.
That's Nora. I'm
That's
Ty.
Nora. That's Ty. Get it right. You never know nowadays, right?
That's true.
We're going to be doing a discussion about orgonite, orgon. There's a lot of questions people have about it, and we're going to, explain things in a very simple way that you can understand what this stuff does, why it's here, and what we can do with it to improve our energy and our health. Okay, so I'm going to start. So I went on the internet, very useful internet. And it says, where did orgonite come from? So in the 1930s and 40s, Dr. Wilhelm Reich could detect and measure the existence of etheric energy, which he called orgone, using a modified Geiger counter. He determined that by stacking alternating layers of fiberglass, which is an organic substance, and steel wool, an inorganic substance, you could attract and collect orgone energy of both positive and negative polarities. He called it positive energy POR, positive organic, and the negative energy DOR, which stands for positive orgone, deadly orgone radiation. He began constructing a device that was able to successfully heal his patients of various ailments, including various forms of cancer, by having them, are we allowed to say that? We just did, didn't we? By having them sit inside the box of orgone for a period of time. Does that pretty much cover it?
We did, and some alchemists, I have the book here, unfortunately I didn't think you'd ask that. There are some alchemists that made orgone similar technologies for many hundreds of years ago. So in the alchemy, occult world, this has actually been known for a while. And they think some Egyptian stuff is used, a type of orgone stuff. But Wilhelm Reich would be the person that brought it into the scientific community and brought it into the 20th century.
Interesting. So now, of course, you make orgone yourselves.
We do.
Now, there's lots of people out there that make beautiful pieces of orgone, pyramids, spheres, you name it. It can be made into an orgone type of package, if you will. So what kind of how does your packages differ than most other people's packages?
Well, the trend in the last 5 years, I hate to say it, they removed the metal out of the orgone. So basically, they have they're manufactured in overseas companies for pennies on the dollar by probably very young people, and throwing a lot of crystals and stuff, and they end up being candy. So that's the majority of stuff that started coming out the last 5 years ago. And what we do is make something that's made properly with a lot of different metals, and that's one of the key components that the gentleman who we call it coined the term orgonite was Carl Weltz in Austria. He's a radionics occult guy, and he made some orgonite, and he is the one who figured out that if you do powdered metals with the resin, which is the carbon base, then that has a completely different effect. So that is what the base of orgone or orgonite is, and it's now been removed. So we didn't remove that part of it. So now ours has a higher measurable difference than many other people making these very pretty candy-like structures.
Okay, how can you measure the difference? How do you do that?
You could take an aura photograph, like before and after when you're touching it. That's one way. There are subtle clues you can look into the environment, how bees and animals interact with it. We have some very large pieces there. The bees love it. There seems to be more life around there. Plants grow quicker. The measuring devices for orgonite tend to be over in Europe. They're not really allowed on this continent. Maybe your device could do it. So you got to be basically dowsing and use a dowsing chart called a Bovis meter.
So you're dowsing in a certain way, muscle testing maybe of how
Yeah.
good this is or whatever. So would you say your orgonite is more old school?
No, it's advanced and classical at the same time. We've advanced we've advanced it a lot of different ways, but the base old school way is in there. Well, we didn't throw out what was working with it. We actually incorporated that and then built upon the formulas.
So you know, one of the big questions I get from a lot of my clients, people looking on the website and like, what the heck is this thing? And there's so many different looking pieces of orgone. There's you got here this beautiful one you sent me. This is a heart. I keep this under my microphone. Okay.
Oh, good, perfect.
Now with you put your own little signature in there. You got a spiral in there on either side, which is rather unique. So you know your signature is very unique.
It is a symbol. We found this in ancient New Zealand tribes, of which we kind of inherited some of our spiritual wisdom from. It's Celtic. Tesla used this symbol too, and it's basically a scalar. They call it galaxy coil, an SBB coil, a scalar, but basically it's a vortex coil. And so for people looking on your site, there is a positive and negative side, or I should say female and male side, or a broadcasting and receiving side, however you want to look at that. So the bottom of our pieces, so if there's a little bit of, like on yours, I think there's a little bit of aluminum shavings on there, that would be the bottom side, but it doesn't matter. So the bottom side, look, you can see that it's tapered, so that's the bottom side. And so this is a positive coil. This basically is counterclockwise in my view, and then goes out towards the person. This, if you actually look at this, so look at that, and then look this way, and it's the exact opposite from your point of view. And so what this does is clockwise, vortexes the energy in. Why this is important for these pieces is they're meant to be charging plates. They charge other things, including the environment. So you keep a vortex, a constantly moving energy that never gets stagnant. And what's also good about keeping the energy moving, we have specific crystals in there that charge, filter, ground, elevate, and do a wide variety of things. So now the energy is never stagnant in this piece. It's always moving and then it moves out in the environment.
Interesting. So now when you say about the environment, I know that there's a lot of people who would make something called pocket orgonite and put it around cell towers and broadcasting mechanisms for Wi-Fi, whatever. Is this something of the same thing, or is their orgonite just something to
those are, they call them tower busters, and those are they're made in cookie, but they just soak up the energy of the let's say the negative etheric energy, or the door of the cell phone towers, or any place that has negative energy. This one is designed to grab the negative energy, filter it through, and broadcast it, like kind of like a water filter. Bad energy in, good energy out.
Okay. So it takes it and it purifies it and makes it good for us almost.
Yes.
So would you say that if you took a bunch of these plates and put them around a 5G tower, that 5G can now be good for you?
I don't, I would do it anyway. And intuitively, people are working with some local people that have like shungite pads in shoes and feeling a lot better. So in some ways, this technology could assist our etheric field in keeping things stronger. I don't know. We'd have to do a lot more research on if it's going to make it good for you, but absolutely keeping the negative etheric, the negative scalar, the negative quantum, the demonic frequencies coming out of there. This would help for sure.
Okay, so now, what again? The big question I get is, what is this going to do for me? Can I use this to heal my health problems? Is this going to cure the C word? Is it going to get rid of my headache? Will it get rid of my zits on my face? What kind what kind of feedback do you get from people who buy your product?
Well, I'm going to say the C word. We've had success with, or we should say, mysteriously, when we've worked on people and given these products, they mysteriously had some pleasant results. Why that is could be it's so the C word is supposed to have a lot of deadly orgone in the area, parasitic frequencies and stuff, and so this can assist in pushing that out and adding something beneficial. So your body would use it like a nutrient, almost like yum, good energy. Maybe I can use this to
Heal oneself.
heal oneself. Yeah. I do, yeah, I do use it for pain or something. I've had these headaches, so a calming effect for the head. These ones are great if you put on the head and put another one on there. I find like I've had hitchhikers just leave immediately, if you know what I mean.
They don't
So
like
yeah, I mean, I don't get hit by hitchhikers a lot, but when I do, I don't. I'll try to do the clearing, and then after I'll stick a couple pieces of orgone and lay down for about an hour, and that's gone. So that's an important part of my cleanliness, a spiritual cleanliness practice. What can you do? So this is emanating beneficial orgone, quantum scalar source energy. And what can you do with a place of high source energy? Well, that's a good meditation place, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can meditate in the room with it a lot better. You can place your crystals on there. Let's say you have a crystal or an intent. You know how we use the sun rings, and we do use the sun rings to broadcast intent in the room. This will help too. So anytime you have a high life energy area, this would increase the magical potential of your intention.
Mm-hmm.
So this is used on radionics devices and stuff. Now, I'm not advocating doing dark, occult magic. I'm just talking about creating your source manifestation, and these would help with that.
So they're going to work basically the same as the crystalline rings, the sun
Yes.
ring, neutralization ring. So how would you say that those differ? Because I've had people ask me, what do I need, orgonite piece or the rings? And it's like, well, of course you douse for it.
All of them.
All of them. Yeah, I mean, the more tools you got in your toolbox, the better. But
Exactly.
so how would you know if one is better for you than the other?
Well, I would douse.
And sometimes when you have different tools and you could just experiment with, say for instance, I have an ankh, right? So I'll be like, oh, I feel like I need to move this energy with my ankh. Or if I have my orgone, I can use, if I have a pain here, I'll just be like utilizing the back to draw it out of me. And then when I start feeling the energy leaving, I utilize the front to bring the life energy back in.
Kind of like one side would be a sun ring and the other side would be a neutralization ring in a way.
Okay.
And I would do different treatments. So say I had a severe issue, I would go in with this for 30 minutes, and then later on I would come in with the sun ring to bring in some positive flows. And I was just think about healing myself, thinking about just good things, and then I do another treatment with the neutralization ring and keep on drawing out that dark vibration that could be stuck within me.
So see, what's happening now is that with Ascension, there are a lot of people who are waking up.
Yes.
Yes.
And I've noticed this with some new friends that I've met are like, I'm all about this, but how do I do it? What,
Yes.
and people are going on website after website looking at all this stuff,
Yep.
and they're overwhelmed with what's out there.
Yes, there's a lot of stuff out there.
So you know where I see this work going is of course, you know, working with the awakened people who know about energy and source and all the good stuff and the bad stuff, but also helping people to awaken a bit. What do I need in order to help me with all this stuff? Now what I have done now, let me tell you a little story. Before I met you guys,
Mhm.
I was working with somebody who made orgonite, and she made some very nice pieces. And one of them it contained 6 cones of different colors and variousness to it. Her name was Donna Sarcone, and so we did some trade off. I did a bunch of sessions for her, and she sent me this orgonite. When I opened the box, the feeling that I got within my body was amazing. I was hugging these things. I was like, my secretary sitting outside. She goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "You got to come and experience this." It felt so good. It was such a wonderful feeling. I don't think I've ever felt like that before. So what I do with these things is I got them all over my office here in each corner. There's 6 of them in each corner, and I've got some of your products, and of course I've got, you know, Mr. Crystalline everywhere. Okay,
Yep.
and
So do we.
the energy in this room is amazing. If I do a meditation in my office, which most people call a nap, compared to, let's say, upstairs in my bedroom or in my living room, it's way different. Here, when I'm down here, I'm working. Up there is just a nap and just relaxing. So
Right.
all of this energy. So when people ask, what can I do with these? I just say, grid your room.
Exactly.
What do I do with the Ankh? Grid your room. Put one in each corner. What
Yeah.
about, you know, I just say grid your room. Take your meditation space and grid. Place them in strategic corners all over the place. What do I do with the pyramid? Hang it from your ceiling. Okay, so here we have an unintuitive way to help people who are awakening to get their juices flowing. So now you're gridding first, and you're in your sacred space, sacred meaning connecting to source, and
Yep.
that's going to help you to raise your energy and ascend somewhat. So I think that's something very important that we need to help people to realize is how to get past all of those questions and doubt about what this all is, and just help
Yes.
to raise your energy. Then you start working intuitively. Oh, I need to take this and hold it over my head.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
need to stand over that ring. So then your
Yes.
intuition wakes up, and then things just escalate from there. And then you
Yeah.
get into dowsing. Then you get into having source tell you what to do with these tools, which is
Yes.
what our course does, True Quantum Healing, and it gets
Yeah.
you to that point where you get specific instruction on what to do with your orgonite, what to do with your tools, what to do with your
Yeah.
intent.
I had that happen
Exactly.
today. I did a healing procedure with one of Wayne's other pyramids, the solarizer. I don't use it that much for sessions, but said use a solarizer and use I'm going to call it the Stone of Peace, which has been known for thousands of years in the Pacific Northwest as a specific name. It's a Polynesian name. It just said, please use that, because this guy was going, I need some protection. I was like, oh, sure, I'll need the house, and said, use this on him. I did that and pointed at him. He goes, what is that stone? He said, you should use that all the time. But, that's where you can take tools, get some intuition, start playing with it, because there's no set rule. There's the general way people use orgone, which is to grid your room, make your sanctuary, sometimes place on computers and Wi-Fi routers and things to kind of mitigate the frequencies coming out of it. So it's a little bit more of a source frequency instead of all, digital chaos. But they can be used as healing tools, balancing tools. We've had people doing with the like the cones you have. They've done what is it? Indian Marma points, what they could think is a part of what's that? The Indian healing method. So the one. Anyway, so it's basically it's like acupuncture points, but the Indian healing method.
Almost
and
like meridian system.
Ayurveda, excuse me. And so she was doing this at the end of her session. So she's finding the marma points and then using that. And that was a very interesting way to use that. So she might have used her finger or maybe a more inert stone, and she was using one of our cones.
Mm-hmm.
So this orgonite is going to take your intent, which could be subconscious,
Yes.
and use that orgonite to enhance that intent.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
through an amplifier or a megaphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just like a wand, and this could also be converted into a wand. You could add any type of wood to this or another crystal, attach that, and you can direct the energy, or you can draw in the energy. So just the same how we utilize our Vesca Pisces when we're doing the sessions, the same you can do it, because it has metals and it has crystals.
Okay, so now the components within these pieces.
Yeah.
Tell us your secret, Ty.
All right. Well, so generally speaking, I'm going to show this really. So this is the super energy layer. It's a dark layer. I'm going to tell you those ingredients, and that's an important part. So that would be this dark layer on this piece. These are the fun little, they're energetic.
Enhancing crystals.
They're energetic, they're enhancing, but it's not the workhorse of the piece. The workhorse is this dark layer, the super energy layer, okay?
So be this whole
So
thing.
this is 44 ingredients that go into that. There it is. That's it. So we have black iron, we have white bronze, we have actual 99% silver now. We have, let me see, I want to show this to you. There. So just so if people think I don't ever have any ruthenium, they don't add it.
I have ruthenium.
I have ruthenium. I have about 10 vials.
Hardest minerals and elements on the planet to find.
Yeah, and I found some. And I have enough for probably a couple of years. We'll see. A couple of years, we'll see. So that's a noble metal. All the noble metals, especially the platinum class, all have metaphysical value. Silver, gold, copper, platinum, ruthenium. And there are, of these 44 ingredients, we have purple colloidal gold I personally made. So M11 monatomic gold I personally made. We have some organic sacred leaves from Shasta and another place, some cedar, so that adds some more organic stuff. We have celestite. We have expensive quartz called Namibian Brandenburg Smoky Amethyst, which is an African sacred mountain. So there's this whole soup of stuff we've added upon for the last 9 years. We came up with these basics, but the main part of this is that we added initially about 5 or 6 stones that always keep it clean, always keep it charged, always. So you never have to put it in the sun. You never have to
put it under the moon.
You don't have to put it in neutralization. Oh,
never put it in a neutralization ring.
Okay. So can we have that speech real quick?
Yeah, let's do that because people need to.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, buying our pieces, buying Chris's pieces, do not put anything energy put in a neutralization ring. It won't ruin it because we have 19 different devices we've embedded these frequencies in, but it will dull it out after a while.
Really quick.
Well, it takes about a month.
Well, quicker than if you had it for 10 years.
So the neutralization ring wipes out information and programming, and this is my 41 different intents and frequencies we add to it. So that will slowly eat that away. So
that would be just on one device though, because we have many devices. We have coils, we have grids, and we have like the Vesca Pisces. So we will go through the entire list with the Vesca Pisces. We will go through the entire list with the Sun Ring. We will go through the entire list with the Tesla coil. We will go through and on and on and on.
Yeah. So
That's a lot of intention going into these. And so that's why we ask, please do not put them in the neutralization rings, because it will start discharging all of that energy. But what I would recommend doing is taking these and putting them in your sun rings, putting them in your Vesica Pisces, put them with your Ankhs.
In a broadcaster.
Yeah, so now you're gonna be double trouble, because now you're gonna broadcast that even further. And you could put your pictures, you could put a picture and write healing, what type of healing you want on there. You could do that healing thing for 30 minutes. It is something that you want to apply your imagination, because you can create so many crystal grids with the crystalline tools and other crystals to create many crystal grids for healing. So they're really awesome pieces to have with the crystalline line.
So it works well as a broadcaster within a sun ring. So when you take the two of them, now you've got a double barrel shotgun instead of just a 45, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And in fact,
crystalline tools.
actually, so one thing we've done to add some oomph to the pieces, and we do that for you too usually, is put make little feet out of these Vibes Up bits, which they're kind of a silicone version of orgonite. There's some friends of ours are very well known, and they make this other technology, but because of silicone, they can add essential oils. There's about 80 essential oils on there. So we put little feet on at least the charging discs on there, so that adds to that. So now when you get one of our charging discs, you're going to have that technology, our technology, and if you add a sun ring, that's another boost. And there's also another thing we like to do is add underneath that it's called a Tesla plate. It's a purple Tesla plate. Do you know about those?
No.
Let me see what they got.
Enlighten me, my friend.
Oh, sure. Let me show you.
I love when I get together with you guys, because there's always something new, something beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And here is a different style of Tesla.
Oh, look at that, eh?
Yeah. That's from the new line we made a couple of weeks. So that's a mathematical Tesla sun and moon thing. We didn't know what it was, and we saw a Tesla mathematical coil. So this is a device been around 30 or 40 years. It works much the same as orgonite. It's got a life energy frequency in it, and then it's created in a way that basically has sapphire. It's an artificial sapphire in there, which is, I believe, aluminum oxide. So that's another way, like if you have one piece, you can easily kind of start stacking sun rings, divinity rings and things. So you just have this piece that should be.
So there again, you can get intuitive and start making your own
Just
grid.
Get very creative. And again, the crystalline line is perfect for the orgonite, because you can take this pyramid or any pyramid and put your sun ring and be broadcasting all this information. But then you want to take a piece of paper and detail what you want to broadcast and have that running for 30 minutes to an hour, and then you want to disable it and turn it off.
With your intention.
With your intention.
Those are beautiful pyramids.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, we had some new molds, and we got a little creative, so we got some nice pyramids going this year. Can we talk about the frequencies we put in it real quick?
Please do.
Okay. So by frequencies, some are intent. I'm not going to give you, this is 41 of them. That's the list we go through about 19 times on different things, but I'll share a couple of them that would be good. They're all source-based. So there is the intention of source protection, and that will be embedded 19 or more times on different frequencies. We have let's see, we have 528 solfeggio frequency, which is DNA love repair. We have that. We have several earth heart chakra frequencies. Whoa, there you go. Oh, we did.
Nice.
While you're speaking.
Yeah. I discovered several life energy frequencies, and then those are in the almost a million range of hertz. So it's really it's high octave. I also downloaded and found a frequency that represents source, and it is very. I just doubt sources use this frequency, and it was a fractal of the life frequency within about, I don't know, thousands of percent. Is that we embed this?
What are you doing to me, Nora?
just beating you up with goodness. So the intent to charged and clean, perpetual and true. So that's in there embedded 14M. So that's one reason you don't need the neutralization ring, because it's intended to be charged and clean, perpetual, true. Lots of source energies, tools to the intent to tool connect to source. This is good. And I'll leave it at that. Transmute all attacks to source energies true. So that intent is embedded in each of our pieces, your pieces, very deeply. So that's going to be a help. It's going to help take any negativity and transmute it into source energy, so that people who feel put upon, attacked, low vibration or something, this will help as a tool to transmute those attacks a bit.
Well, everything is polarity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do not leave home without my orgone. I do not do it. When I get nailed or don't feel good coming home, I usually forgot my orgone. So I just don't leave home without it.
Now, okay. Speaking about pendants, tell us about the pendant you have. The new ones you made are beautiful.
Did you like them?
And Nora hand wraps these things herself.
Yeah. So Nora hand wraps them, and we had a very simple sort of a face on that. We kind of upgraded that. So so Nora wraps those. They are backed by one of those earth bit pieces. So there's two technologies there to give it. So our technology is about 25, 28 bovis, which is very high. Theirs is about 16. When you add them together, we're looking at dousing sometimes 100,000 to higher. Just it's a tremendous amount of bovis units. And so the latest ones you got, those are a special crystal mixture she developed to put on the face, and those have turquoise,
lapis lazuli,
the
other blue crystal.
Amazonite?
No.
Turquoise, lapis lazuli. Well, we're spacing on. Oh,
we're spacing on the. There's like 47 crystals in here.
In Canada, we call it a mind fart.
But
yeah.
So the one that Chris Kaler has on his website, the new ones, those are designed to enhance your psychic abilities. To just keep on turning on your true source abilities, and your creativity. That's where the lapis lazuli comes in. The lapis lazuli crystal itself is like a nutrition for your psychic abilities. So it will constantly be renewing, recharging, and reminding you that you have your own powers, you have your own energy, you have your own abilities, and they will start coming to play when you start playing with that specific crystal in our orgone.
Yeah, those are definitely beautiful pieces, and those are probably the hottest seller that I have. Number one, because they look great on you.
Yeah.
And number two, people put them on and go, I feel like I'm protected. I feel.
Yeah.
They're,
and also, I did model. It's turquoise, lapis lazuli, gold. The ancient Egyptians used to, if you look at their caskets and at the sarcophagus, correct? The caskets.
Sarcophagus is some of the jewelry, sure, yeah.
You could see they utilize a lot of the lapis lazuli, the turquoise, and the gold. And so these in 3 combinations are extremely powerful. So I try to utilize a little bit of that and bring it into the Chris Kaler holistic pendants that I created.
They are beautiful. Let me tell you again, people, come over to visit and they're like, what's new? What do you got? And I show them these things and they're like, one, please.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they people
style. Nice.
People love it. Now, of course, this stuff isn't going to cost you $5 or $6, but look at the work you're putting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say it's all very handcrafted. We're a boutique industry. We only have time and we only make enough for ourselves and you, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, and doing 44, 45, 41 healing intents on about 45 devices and different, it takes hours and hours and hours to do that. So we do not pour a piece of plastic, throw some crystals in and get out. We could do that and we can make a bundle.
You could cheap out, sure.
Yeah, we could totally do that, but we actually put everything we possibly can into these pieces, and we've slightly intuitive usually goes, wow, I'm not usually this intuitive, but that's really strong, very loud, very yeah, that sort of thing. People who claim not to be energy sensitive
wake right up.
Oh yeah, you put a charging disc over their hand. They go, oh, I'm not feeling anything. They go, oh, wait, I'm buzzing. So
the same thing goes with when we show them these. When we put them over their heads, or
yeah, exactly.
They're blown away by how they can, and now they can start feeling energies. So that's why we really love these.
I'll never forget, I did a radio show once with somebody, and what they did is they found 5 people who were complete skeptics. And they said, would you participate in this experiment? And they're like, sure, why not? And at the end of it, they're all like, I believe there's something going on here. Because something almost lifted me off the ground. So yeah, the orgonite, the tools, that they all do create an energy movement within you that you can feel. Some people are not energy sensitive, and they're like, well, at least we know it's working. You're just, for some reason, not feeling it. You're not that sensitive, which is okay. When I use the tools on myself, I really don't feel it. I'm around them every day. I'm acclimatized to them.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody who's kind of skeptic and you're still not quite awakened, but you're inquisitive. If you're thinking about it, you're awakening up. Okay. So this is an easy way to get into the whole concept of healing, energy medicine. What does energy feel like? What does energy look like? A lot of people with the third eye, they see the color, the lava lamps flowing and stuff like that. You can start to awaken and start to appreciate what is really out there. And once you feel it for the first time, it's like heroin. You're cooked, man. You're into it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's not in a bad way, but yeah, when you well, actually, the first time I figured out orgone, I was having tinnitus and some targeting issues, and someone put these on my head because I wasn't feeling good. Right, I had like a lot of white noise and all this sort of stuff. And I put them on my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, the volume turned down, and I felt good. I was like, oh my god, this stuff actually works. Wow. And then I started playing with different crystals and stuff, and then I just naturally, like, since I knew it worked, I opened myself up to, okay, this feels more grounding and buzzy. This, some don't feel like anything. You pick something up and like, oh, what the heck are you? It's different for each crystal and locations you get them. Yeah, once you get into energy, it makes the whole universe way more interesting.
Yeah, and again, it opens up a whole plethora of questions, like, who is God? What is this? Why?
Yeah, we can get on that next time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now, of course, Ty and Nora are true quantum healing practitioners. How can people get a hold of you guys?
Enter-chi-wellness.com. That's our main place to
check our website.
We have a contact page there. If you look closely, there's a email. But the contact page on our website would be a good starting point. And then we could direct you to videos. We have for our, we could say our clients, we've released short pre-recorded clearings so people can make it through the night and stuff. So your people are more than welcome to email us. You'll be on perfectly private, but we have that. We have some talks we do, a whole bunch of stuff, and we got a couple of tools. We have a few different tools, and so when we make stuff, we don't carry the same stuff you have. And we also we live in the left coast, so we charge those prices, but for you we give you Canadian prices, which is another benefit. So you guys get a deal. So
now this is what you guys do for a living, right?
Yes.
Yep.
What a beautiful way to make a living.
Yes.
It is. It's
awesome.
It's for me, it's not a 9-to-5 job. I kind of wake up and I live it. I may do a couple of things. There's stuff in the our land we take care of, but basically I wake up, I'm a healer, and I go to bed, I'm a healer. And my creativity, if I'm doing some music, that goes into recordings and video demos or something. So everything's that. So it's basically a lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely.
But once this fake virus thing is over, we're gonna have to get together and jam, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sounds great.
Yes, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we so yeah, I've been I used to be a very good recording engineer, and I went into the circus, and I took time off from all creative endeavors for about 7-8 years, and so now I'm getting back into music production and stuff, so I'm geeking out on that.
But
let's see.
And just doing the Chris Kaler, your system, your dowsing system with the books has been such a blessing for us, because we were intuitively doing this work, but as a shaman or a healer, sometimes you end up picking up the energy and you don't know what to do with it. You're just like running around town, freaking out. So the course has been such a great thing because it's taught us how to mobilize the energy correctly and put it in the correct places and not be taking in so much of that dark energy. And it's just been great. I've been away from a hospital for 8 years now. I have not had an issue because I have the system, and as soon as I start feeling down or don't feel good, I immediately go to the books. If I see Tide not feeling that great, I immediately go to the books and just get rid of it. Also, even just my environment too, like with the whole thing with the fires, so what's causing the fires? So how can I assist with the fires? I go to the books, I do that. With my car.
we do.
Everything is energy, right?
Yeah.
With anything that I could think of that I feel like I can improve or change it a little bit, I use the system, and the system is great.
It really helps to take that intuition and put it into use. The whole true quantum healing system is connected with source. There is a true quantum healing grid in the universe that's activated, and that's where the information comes from. So now your website. And when you buy the course, you get one of Ty and Nora's pendulums with
and those are just
diamond in it.
specifically created only for Chris.
So this could be your new, when you order another batch, this could be a new one. And that has the 2020 ingredients. So last year we added ruthenium, and this year we have, in our super energy power, we have phenakite, which is a favorite crystal of mine. It's very hard to get, extremely expensive. It's in the kind of the beryl family, like emerald family, but it's an offshoot. It's very, very loud. We have some these dodecahedron rhodosites, which are basically little tiny pieces of orgonite. They're the same frequency of orgonite, but it's in a crystal form. And we have some aquamarine and larimar crushed in there now. So that's going to be
even more powerful.
in that.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So that's more of that. So I'm going to show you my souped up pendulum, because I want to just show you guys one thing though. So I do a little short. I could do the without the do the finger method too, but I generally do this. So I have mine really super short. But one thing that for people doing your course or something like that, if you feel like you're getting confusing answers or there's something in the field, these things are on swivel. You just spin it.
Right.
Whenever you move or spin or accelerate orgone, it charges it up. So that just, it's kind of like an automatic clearing. So I don't know if a lot of people know to do that.
Well, now they do.
Yeah. So that's a cute little trick. So you're dowsing and your client's just got a real heavy case. You're getting some confusing answers. Just stop, take a breath, go zip, and off you go.
Beautiful.
And I heard people also clear. They don't even use the crystalline or the orgone, but they'll use the pendulum itself, and they'll clear like this.
Yeah, that's another clearing
The
method.
intent is to clear.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Everything is intent. That's one thing that people need to realize, especially people waking up. The most powerful thing in the universe is our intent.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said it right there.
When your intent is clear, when your intent is connected through source, if your intent is connected through a dark energy, dark things are going to happen. So that's why we need these tools.
There's a big price. There's a big pocketbook for dark energy work. Really big.
There is, and that's, the whole process of ascension is to be breaking away from that dark energy because it was in control for thousands of years. So if you want to call it Satan, Lucifer, whatever, that was the dark energy, and people were practicing it, especially people in Hollywood. And that's our next session. That's our next talk.
I heard.
Because we got a whole lot to talk about with that stuff. Okay.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we have some. We have a couple of stories about that place.
We have a lot of stories.
So again, Taya Noor from Energy Wellness, enter-chi-wellness.com. These people, these are my go-to people, okay? I've got a few people I trust. Taya Noor,
yeah, you send me when someone is just, they are, can't wait, and they're besides themselves, and they're just an utter mess. You send them to us. Which we're glad to. We like
do really good with those because we can start teaching them a whole bunch of ways for themselves to get rid of the energy.
Yes.
So they can be
That's why I
independent.
send them to you, because I know you guys can handle it. Okay.
Yeah. And then we hope that the next step that they take, that they do buy your course, because that is just life-saving.
It is the next step, yes.
And money-saving too, because you can help out a lot of people. You can work on the cat.
Well, the intent of the course is for somebody to buy it and be the healer of the family, of the kind of thing. That was the intent of it, is to branch off in that way, and then we can all help each other and create a grid system. We have people in the United Kingdom, Croatia, lots of people in California bought the course.
Mexico.
Yeah, indeed. And
all over the world.
You've had several in India, I know that.
International, yeah.
Do you have any Africa yet?
Not yet. I've had some people buy tools in South Africa.
That's awesome.
And Australia, New Zealand. We have Chris Fabish in New Zealand, who's a practitioner.
Oh yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's a grid system.
Yeah, and it's getting more powerful.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much for being on my first edition of True Quantum TV.
I appreciate
We're
it.
gonna make this a thing. We're gonna make this a thing. All right, and we'll keep talking. We'll keep you guys on, and we'll keep educating people on energy and what it does for you, and so forth. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, my friend.
Have
Always
a
a
great
pleasure.
day.